see it. The Dow Jones is up 105 points. This on a day when oil was up to a new time high of $96.67. Gold was up. The dollar was down. But look at those triple digits, and NASDAQ's doing well
Only
also.
6 Dow components are down. Of course, Citigroup once again suffering today, but way off its earlier lows. And, you know, you see the market continue to move higher on certain days where oil's high and gold is high, which would be disconcerting signals. But what about recession? Sometimes a lot of people talk about it. Greenspan mentioned it a couple of months ago and then stopped talking about it. Are we in or near a recession? I had a chance to speak with the former Treasury Secretary, Paul O'Neill. He had some thoughts on that. Listen in.
I don't think we're in a recession now. I think there's still quite a bit of underlying strength in our economy. You know, our financial markets hate uncertainty. And what's going on right now is people not being very sure about where the bottom is. I think if the major financial institutions, i.e. the banks and people who are caught up in subprimes, could draw a hard line and say this is all of it, I think the markets would be reassured and we'd go forward from there.
He says nothing's a calamity right now, David.
And a lot of smart people who've been in a position of business and economic power in the government are saying the same thing.
And that would be Paul O'Neill, who ran the Aluminum Company of America, which at a time was a Dow component. It's a Dow component. And, you know, you look at that and you say he ran both the public and the private side. And he should know. So let's find out what our panel thinks. And they are back with us again. Peter, I know you're much more worried than Paul O'Neill is right now. What do you think about what he said?
Well, he's just wrong. We're in a recession right now. You know, the government reported the GDP last week. They said our economy grew 3.9%. But to make that, the government assumed annualized inflation was running at 0.8%. Now, there's no way that's true. If the government was accurately reporting inflation, we would know we're in a recession. You guys have to start looking at real numbers. You're talking about the Dow up about 100 points today. If you price it in Canadian dollars, it's down almost 100 points. You know, we just did that segment about wages. The problem with American workers is that the value of their wages is diminishing every day. You know, Liz Gazelle.
Okay, hold on a second, Peter. Hold on a second, Peter. Are you going to challenge that remark?
Well, first of all, I'm going to value the Dow in dollars, and then I'm going to take my dollars and buy stuff in America with those dollars. And you know what? I'm going to get the same value for them. You know, the Dow's up. I really think it's unfortunate to really dissuade people from being involved in the stock market. Every time you say this, Peter, it seems like the Dow's up a meaningless 100 points. But you know, to get back to your point, you know,
Charles, my clients are making 3 and 4 times as much money as yours. I'm not swaying anybody from doing anything.
Let's go back to the fact, though. Is this a recession or not? I don't think it's a recession. Okay, and to be quite frank with you guys, I think a recession these days really is will come as the fault of the Fed. If the Fed mishandles monetary policy, that's what I'm more concerned about right now.
They've already done that.
Than a consumer-led recession.
Pat, recession or not?
I don't think it's likely. I think we're in a slowing economy. I think that's very clear. We're in the 5th year of an economic recovery. It's normal for it to slow, and I think you can get into this very pessimistic role and say it's going to end up in a recession. It could, but I think the probability is fairly remote.
By the way, specifics as to what a recession is. There is a group that decides what a recession is. The major component of a recession are 2 quarters of negative GDP growth, Gary Kaltbaum. There are some other things as well, but that's the basis of it. Are we anywhere close to that?
Look, the best opinion of whether we're in a recession or going in a recession is the stock market itself. There is no way this market has snuffed out anything that looks like a recession. And Peter can talk, the numbers are wrong all he wants. The stock market has never missed a recession in history, and we're up for the year, and we're close to the old highs.
All right.
Ain't seen it yet.
Peter, 20 seconds, final thought. 20 seconds.
Look, Gazelle may not be as pretty as you are, Liz,
Giselle.
but she was a little smarter.
Thank you.
She negotiated her contract in euros. You should have done the same thing with your contract with Fox.
Oh, jeez.
She's denied that to Fox, by the way, about wanting to be paid in euros.
Well, if she was smart, she was. I mean, and pretty soon everybody's going to want to get paid.
Okay.
These numbers are meaningless. People have to understand what's happening to the value of their money. This is a disaster for Americans. The market is going down. The economy is going down. And people need to get their money out of the country.
20 seconds and 20 seconds more, Peter. Thank you very much. You did say a nice thing about Liz, though. We appreciate that.
We'll take that.
The closing bell just minutes away.
Stay tuned.